After more than a decade designing gardens for clients on every budget imaginable, I've learned something that surprises almost everyone. The yards that look the most expensive are almost never the ones where the most money got spent. I've walked into $200,000 backyard renovations that still feel flat and forgettable. And I've walked into a rental property's tiny front bed where the tenant spent maybe $60 total and it stopped me on the sidewalk. Expensive and high-end are not the same word. One is about the size of your budget. The other is about how well you understand what your eye is actually responding to. Here's the expensive mistake most people make instead. They assume high-end means big, a bigger patio, a pricier stone, a more elaborate water feature. So they save for years, or they overspend on a credit card, chasing a look that a $50 fix could have gotten them in an afternoon. I've seen homeowners spend 4 figures on landscaping that looked worse than what their neighbor did with a bag of mulch and some intention. And the very last feature on this list, the one at number 1, is something almost nobody thinks to budget for, costs less than a nice dinner out, and single-handedly does more to make a yard look designed, rather than just decorated, than anything else I'm about to show you. You will want to write this one down. Before we get into it, if this is your first time here, hit subscribe, because I put out a new budget garden fix like this every week, and you don't want to miss the ones that actually move the needle. If this list ends up saving you money, do me a favor and hit like, and share it with anyone who's been eyeing a landscaping upgrade they think they can't afford. Because most of what's coming up, they absolutely can. Let's get into the list. 11. Faux topiary spheres. Real boxwood balls, clipped into perfect spheres, are one of the oldest tricks in formal garden design, and one of the most expensive to maintain. Mature boxwood costs real money, grows slowly, and needs precise shearing 2 or 3 times a season to hold that shape. Here's the workaround almost nobody talks about. Artificial boxwood topiary spheres, the kind sold for well under $20 each at most garden centers, are now made with UV-stabilized synthetic foliage that's nearly impossible to identify as fake from more than a few feet away. Flank a doorway with 2 of them in simple matching planters, and you've borrowed the entire visual language of a formal, professionally maintained entrance. No clipping schedule required. The psychology here is worth understanding because it explains almost every item on this list. Your brain reads symmetry and precision as expensive, long before it processes what the object actually is. A perfectly round shape flanking a door signals someone maintains this, even when nobody does. The catch is placement. One sad, lopsided faux sphere in a cracked plastic pot reads as cheap instantly. 2. Matched in identical decent-looking planters reads as intentional. Same object, completely different impression, and the only difference is whether you did it once or did it twice. Symmetry is powerful on its own, but it gets even more convincing once the sun goes down, and that's where the next fix comes in. 10. A single solar uplight on one tree. Most people either skip outdoor lighting entirely because real landscape lighting sounds expensive, or they go the opposite direction and scatter a dozen cheap solar stake lights along every path edge, which, as anyone who's seen it, looks more like an airport runway than a garden. Here's the move that professional lighting designers actually use, scaled down to a $50 budget. Pick your best tree or largest shrub and place a single solar uplight at its base, angled up into the canopy. That's it. One fixture, one subject. Why this works is almost entirely about contrast. A dark yard with one softly lit tree draws the eye immediately and makes the whole space feel deliberate, the way a single spotlight on a piece of art in a gallery does more than fluorescent lights blasting the whole room. Landscape lighting designers call this a focal accent, and it's one of the cheapest ways to add depth to a yard that otherwise disappears the moment the sun sets. Modern solar uplights with warm white LEDs in the 2700K to 3000K range avoid the harsh blue-white glare that makes older solar lights look like a parking lot. That warm tone is doing real psychological work. Warm light reads as inviting and residential. Cool light reads as institutional. One lit tree changes how a yard feels after dark. But there's a daytime trick that's arguably even more powerful, and it costs about the same amount for something twice as big. 9. One oversized statement planter. Small pots scattered everywhere, is the single most common instinct in budget gardening, and it's almost always the wrong one. A handful of little 6-inch pots on a porch reads as an afterthought, no matter how nice the plants inside them are. Swap that instinct. One large, well-proportioned planter, the kind of pot that looks like it costs more than it did, in a matte concrete look resin or a glazed ceramic finish, placed right where people naturally look, like beside a front door or at the corner of a patio, does more visual work than 5 small pots combined. Scale is the entire secret here. Designers use a rough rule. Your planter should be sized so the plant inside it, at maturity, is roughly 1.5 to 2 times the height of the pot. A tall ornamental grass, a small Japanese maple, even a well-shaped rosemary topiary, planted in one genuinely large pot, creates the kind of visual weight that smaller arrangements can't fake no matter how many you add. There's also a maintenance benefit nobody mentions. Fewer, larger containers hold moisture longer and need watering less often than a cluster of small pots, which dry out fast in full sun. You get a bigger design impact and less upkeep, which almost never happens together in gardening. One statement pot anchors a space, but the thing that separates a garden that looks planted from one that looks designed isn't the plants at all, it's what's underneath them, and it's the cheapest fix on this entire list. 8. Metal landscape edging. Here's a question worth sitting with. Have you ever looked at a garden bed and known instantly, before consciously noticing why, that it looked cheap? 9 times out of 10, it's not the plants, it's the edge. A garden bed where the grass and the mulch just sort of blur together, where the lawn is slowly creeping into the bed and the mulch is slowly spilling into the lawn, reads as neglected, even if the plants inside it are healthy and full. A garden bed with a crisp, clean line separating turf from bed reads as maintained, even if the plants inside are modest. Metal landscape edging, thin steel or aluminum strips that get pounded into the ground along a bed's border, costs a fraction of stone or brick edging and does the one job that actually matters. It creates a hard, permanent line that stops grass from creeping and holds mulch in place, so that clean edge stays clean without you recutting it every few weeks with a spade. Professional landscapers will tell you edge definition is one of the single highest impact, lowest cost upgrades in the entire trade, because it's a design signal your brain reads instantly, the same way a clean pressed shirt reads as put together, even if the fabric itself is inexpensive. A crisp edge makes everything inside it look more intentional, but how you arrange what's inside that edge follows a rule that most home gardeners have never heard of, and it's the difference between a bed that looks random and one that looks composed. 7. Planting in odd numbers. If you've ever planted 3 of something and felt like it looked more finished than planting 4, you've stumbled onto a design principle that professional landscapers rely on constantly. Odd-numbered groupings read as more natural and more intentional to the human eye than even numbers. Even numbers, mathematically, tend to arrange themselves symmetrically. Pairs, grids, which our brain reads as artificial and rigid. Odd numbers force asymmetry, which mimics how plants actually cluster in nature, and asymmetrical but balanced arrangements are consistently rated as more visually pleasing in landscape design research. 3 shrubs of the same variety, clustered rather than lined up, or 5 perennials grouped instead of spaced individually, immediately look more like a designed planting and less like items placed one at a time off a shopping list. The cost difference here is essentially zero. It's not about buying more plants, it's about how you group the ones you were already going to buy. Instead of one of 5 different perennial varieties scattered individually through a bed, which reads as chaotic, buy 3 of 2 varieties and cluster them. Same total plant count, dramatically different visual result. This one rule alone fixes more amateur-looking garden beds than almost any other single change, because it's not about spending more, it's about spending the exact same money differently. Grouping plants well fixes the ground level, but nothing signals an established high-end garden faster than height, and that's next. 6. A trellis with a fast-growing climbing vine flat gardens. Everything roughly the same height, spread across the ground, read as new, no matter how many plants are in them. Gardens with vertical elements read as established, layered, mature, even when they're only a season old. A simple wooden or metal trellis, mounted against a fence or wall, paired with a fast-climbing vine, is one of the cheapest ways to add that vertical layer. Clematis, climbing jasmine, or a vigorous annual vine, like black-eyed Susan vine, can cover a modest trellis within a single growing season. And once established, they create the kind of green, textured backdrop that expensive gardens are built around. The reason this reads as high-end specifically is architectural. Vertical greenery softens hard surfaces, fences, bare walls, blank corners, the same way a well-placed piece of art softens a bare wall indoors. Professional garden designers use vertical elements deliberately to break up flat sightlines, because a yard where every plant tops out at the same height, no matter how full, still reads as visually flat from a distance. There's a bonus most people don't consider until later. A trellis with a climbing vine also adds privacy exactly where you want it, without the cost or permanence of a full fence or hedge. Height changes how a garden reads from across the yard, but there's a trick that changes how it reads from 10 feet closer, and it costs almost nothing to fix. 5. Matching pot colors and materials. Here's a mistake almost every budget gardener makes without realizing it. Buying pots one at a time, whenever something's on sale, in whatever color or material happened to be cheapest that week. The result, a few seasons in, is a mismatched collection. A terracotta pot here, a blue glazed one there, a plastic one somewhere else, that reads as accumulated rather than designed. The fix costs nothing extra if you're buying pots anyway, and can be done retroactively with a can of spray paint if you're not. Pick one color family and one general material finish, and stick to it across every visible container in the yard. All matte black, all warm terracotta, all weathered concrete look. It doesn't matter which. What matters is consistency. This works for the same reason a matched dining set looks more expensive than mismatched furniture, even at a similar price point. Repetition of color and material is one of the strongest visual signals of intentional design, because randomness is the signature of things accumulated over time without a plan, while consistency is the signature of a single decision applied everywhere. Spray painting terracotta or cheap plastic pots in a matte finish, flat black is nearly foolproof, is one of the highest return on effort fixes in this entire list, because it takes container gardening you already own and makes it look purchased as a set. Color consistency ties a yard together at a glance. But there's one material choice underneath all of it that does more heavy lifting for expensive garden energy than any single plant you could buy. 4. Fresh, dark mulch. If you take away only one item from this entire video, it might be this one, because it's the cheapest fix on the list and arguably the most immediately visible. Old, faded, gray-brown mulch is one of the fastest ways to make an otherwise nice garden bed look tired and neglected, because sun-bleached mulch reads to the eye almost exactly like dead, dry ground. Fresh, dark mulch, reapplied even over the same bed, on top of the old layer, no need to remove it, does something almost photographic. It darkens the negative space around every plant, which makes the green foliage above it read as significantly more vibrant and saturated by contrast, the same way a dark museum mat makes a painting's colors pop. A few bags of shredded hardwood or dark-dyed mulch, spread 2 to 3 inches deep, costs well under $50 for a typical bed and takes under an hour. Landscape professionals will privately tell you it's the single fastest, cheapest way to make an entire property look freshly serviced, which is exactly why high-end commercial properties refresh their mulch multiple times a year, regardless of whether the plants underneath actually need it. There's a functional bonus too. Fresh mulch suppresses weeds and holds soil moisture, so this is one of the rare instant curb appeal fixes that also does real horticultural work instead of just looking good for a season. Fresh mulch resets how the ground looks. But there's one more ground-level fix, and it's the one detail that, when it's missing, makes people subconsciously distrust everything else in the yard. 3. A perfectly edged lawn line. Not a new lawn, not new sod. Just the edge, the precise line where lawn meets bed, walkway, or driveway, cut clean and sharp rather than left to grow ragged and blur into whatever's next to it. This is, without exaggeration, the most underrated $50 fix in all of residential landscaping. A half-mile-long stick edger or a manual edging tool costs well under $50 and running it along every bed and walkway border takes an afternoon. The visual effect is disproportionate to the effort. A sharply defined lawn edge signals ongoing maintenance more convincingly than almost anything else in a yard, because it's the detail people notice being right without consciously registering why. Here's the psychology, and it applies to gardens the same way it applies to a haircut or a pressed shirt. Humans are extremely good at detecting the absence of care, even when they can't articulate what specifically looks off. A blurry, encroaching lawn edge reads as, "Nobody's been keeping up with this," even in a yard that's otherwise well-planted and healthy. A crisp edge reads as the opposite, total control, even if the lawn itself is nothing special. Landscapers who service high-end properties will tell you edging is one of the maintenance tasks clients notice fastest when it's skipped. More than mowing height, more than a few weeds, because the edge is the frame around everything else in the yard. A sharp edge is the frame, but the single feature that fills that frame, the one thing that, more than any other item on this list, makes an entire yard feel established, rather than just decorated, is what we've been building toward the whole video. 1. A single well-placed specimen plant. Here's the truth. Almost nobody tells beginner gardeners. High-end landscapes are rarely defined by how many plants they have. They're defined by having one plant that clearly matters more than the rest. A specimen, around which everything else is arranged. Walk through any professionally designed garden and you'll notice it almost immediately, once you know to look for it. One tree, one large shrub, one dramatic perennial, positioned somewhere the eye naturally lands. The center of a front bed, the corner where a path bends, the spot visible from the kitchen window, while everything else in the space plays a supporting role around it. That single plant gives the whole yard a sense of hierarchy. And hierarchy is what separates collection of plants from designed landscape. For $50 or less, you can buy a genuinely striking specimen, a Japanese maple in a 1-gallon or 3-gallon size, a dramatic ornamental grass like a mature-sized fountain grass, a striking hydrangea variety, or a small flowering tree depending on your climate zone. It won't be full-grown on day one, and that's actually part of what makes this the most valuable item on the list, not the least. Because here's what nobody mentions about the cheap statement pieces earlier in this video. They look good the day you install them, and roughly the same 5 years later. A specimen plant does the opposite. It gets more impressive every single season. That $30 Japanese maple sapling becomes, in 5 to 10 years, a mature, sculptural, genuinely valuable landscape asset. The kind of established specimen that would cost hundreds or thousands of dollars to buy at that mature size from a nursery. You're not just buying a plant, you're buying 5 years of free growth, compounding. Place it where it earns its position, somewhere it's visible from the street or from your main outdoor sitting area, somewhere nothing else visually competes with it, and give the space around it room to stay simple. A specimen plant surrounded by clutter loses its power. A specimen plant given breathing room, with a clean mulched bed and a crisp edge around it, looks like it belongs in a magazine, for less than the cost of a nice dinner out. Every fix on this list before this one is about presentation. This is the only one that's also an investment. The only $50 item on this entire list that will be worth noticeably more and look noticeably better every single year you own it. If there's one idea to take from everything on this list, it's this. An expensive-looking garden isn't the result of an expensive budget. It's the result of a handful of small, deliberate choices, clean edges, matched materials, deliberate groupings, and one thing that matters more than the rest, applied consistently, instead of a lot of money spread thin across a lot of decisions made in a hurry. High-end isn't a price tag. It's a level of intention, and intention is available at any budget. Pick 2 or 3 of these you don't already have, and start this weekend. You genuinely don't need all 11 to change how your yard feels from the street. If this video helped you see your yard differently, hit like so more people find it before they overspend on the wrong things. Share it with anyone who's been putting off their garden because they think it's out of budget. And subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Because next week, I'm breaking down the landscaping upgrades people spend real money on that barely move the needle at all. Go check that one out next.